Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to be talking you through some of my plans for the summer house fish room. Hi guys, so like I say, in today's video I'm just going to talk you through some of my plans for the summer house fish room, what I'm going to be doing with it, things that are going to be changing. So basically what I want to do, I want to start breeding. I want to breed some Corydoras, I want to breed some bristlenose plecos, different kinds of those. Now I've got some Cory breeding action going on in the platy tank here. So what I want to do is I want to get them in a separate tank, because as soon as they lay eggs in this one, they just get eaten. So they're no good, they're never going to hatch. So what I have done, I've picked up this little tank today. It'll be big enough just to put the Corys in so that they can breed, and then it'll be big enough for the babies to grow on until they're big enough to go into another tank. So I'm going to get that going soon. And then the bristlenose breeding, I've already got a long fin albino female and a normal male bristlenose. So hopefully they're going to get some breeding going. They're showing signs of it already, but in this tank they seem to just not be doing it. So I need to section them off really so that they can really get down to it. This tank here is my platy tank, and I will show you that in a second. But what I plan to do is, I know I've changed my mind about 50 times now with regards to this corner tank. First I said it was going to be a cichlid tank. Then I said I was going to get rope fish for it. Then I said I was going to get tiger barbs. Then the goldfish ended up in it. Scrapping all of that now. That's no longer the plan. So the goldfish will be going back in the pond, and then I'm going to move everything that's in the platy tank into here, completely rescape it, and then that's going to be the new platy tank. What I'm going to do with the 4-foot tank here is I'm going to section it up into either 3 or 4 separate breeding tanks. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do the filtration yet. I don't know if I'm going to put Matten filters in between and then put some sort of canister on it to pull it through, or if I'm going to do individual sponge filters with glass sections. Let me know in the comments what you think would be best. I'm not a pro breeder. This is just me putting the feelers out there and getting into it. So I'm really excited to start breeding, and it's something that I've never done on purpose before. So I've got loads of platy fry in this tank here, but they just do their own thing. You don't have to do anything with platies, you just chuck them in a tank and before you know it, it's full of babies. So that's the plan for that. I think I'm going to keep it as a sand to the bottom for the Cory tank, because obviously they've got their barbels and you don't want them to get damaged. For the bristlenose, I'm going to put some wood in there and a terracotta cave, as I know that that's what they like to breed in. And with the bristlenose, the male hosts the cave and he entices the female in. She will then lay the eggs, he will fertilise them, and then the male will stay in there with the eggs until they hatch, and then he will fan out the egg casings, and the fry will stay on the terracotta pot or whatever it is that they've laid on until they've used up their egg sac, and then they will swim around and then eventually they come out. It's really fascinating, and I'm actually getting some snowflake bristlenose plecos, and they are just pure white, crystal white. They're so beautiful, and when they're paired up and mating, they can sell for hundreds of pounds. So I'm hoping to be able to get them at breeding age, breed some of those, and then I can sell them to you guys at affordable prices so that you don't have to worry about spending hundreds of pounds. So that is my plan. I want to be able to do fish breeding, and I want to be able to give you guys access to fish at an affordable price, because it's fun for me to do. You guys get to see the content of it, and then you get to benefit from the cheaper fish. I will have some platies already coming up soon. If anybody's interested, then let me know. Now, moving on to the shrimp tank. So with the shrimp tank, I took what I thought was all of the shrimp out and put them in here. The shrimp that have moved into here are doing really well. They're massive now, where they've got so much food to eat. But then another 8 shrimp appeared in the shrimp tank. So they must have been hiding in the filter, I don't know what. But as I went to remove them the other day, they've now had babies. So there's now about 20 babies in there as well. So I'm going to let them grow on a bit, and then I'll take them out. There's hundreds of snails in there now as well. I put one in and they've just taken over. What I need to do is wait till they have got a bit bigger, trap those shrimp, put them in here. Well, hopefully put them in here, because it'll have moved by then. And then I'm hoping to get a blue crayfish for the 25 litre tank. I know that won't be big enough for it forever, but it would certainly be big enough for it to begin with. I'm really excited to maybe get one of those. Again, let me know what you think in the comments. I've never had one. I've seen that they're really cool. They can be quite invasive, so you have to make sure if you are going to have one, you're committed, because you don't want to be releasing them into the wild. Now, the small tank that I've got down here that was Mason's tank in his bedroom, what I plan on doing with that is when the pond refurb is done, I plan on putting that as an inverted tank sticking up out of the water. So you basically get a frame, you put the tank out of the water upside down, and then you vacuum the air out so it draws the water up into it, and then it's basically like a porthole. Not a porthole, what would you call it? Oh, I don't know. It's basically like, imagine like a spaceship. This is going to be a really bad analogy. So you get like the cartoon spaceships, and then they have like the glass bubble with the alien's head in it, like, ooh. So the pond will be the spaceship, and the tank in the middle will be the glass dome. That's the worst analogy ever. But anyway, so then the fish can swim up into the tank, and from outside the pond you can see them. It looks really cool. I'll put a picture up here of the sort of thing that I'm on about so that you can see, but it does look really awesome. So that is my plan for the tank down here. If you haven't seen that tank, it's in the video called making an Xbox themed tank for my son's room or something like that, but he got bored of it because he's nearly a teenager and that's what they do. And then we've got the 600 litre Piranha tank, which is here. And I absolutely love that tank. I'm not changing anything about it. The piranhas are getting really big now. The plants are all growing in. I just absolutely love that tank, so I'm not changing anything about it. That's staying where it is, and I couldn't move it even if I wanted to because it weighs an absolute ton. My plan for the saltwater aquarium is I'm going to see if I can get a friend to build me a stand for it, because I'm not great at DIY. I could probably do it if I tried, but no. That way I can pop it on a stand and it will take up less room because it's on a coffee table at the moment. Not ideal. It's a strong coffee table. It's not going to break, but it takes up too much room. That's my plan at the moment. It will probably change because I'm manic and change my mind all the time about everything. So if that happens, it happens. If it doesn't, then sorry. I'm also waiting to hear back from somebody, hopefully today, about another tank that she might be gifting to me. So that would give us more room to do more breeding projects. So that'd be cool. I think she said it's like a 3 foot, so I could potentially split it in half. Potentially not. It depends. She's not sure how big it is. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. I have still got wood. The wood for the walls. So as you can see, all the walls have been insulated now, and they just need boarding up, and then we can paint them and do whatever. I haven't got around to doing it yet. Today I actually went and picked up the screws for it. Hopefully then it will start to come together a bit better. I need to reorganise things, move things about, but it's really coming together now as a nice fish room. I love sitting in here. I've got a big cuddle chair over there, and I snuggle up in that at night, watch a bit of YouTube on my phone, and just relax and look at all my tanks. It's the nicest space to have with all the different sounds of the water trickling, and I just absolutely love it. So without waffling on anymore, that's my general plans. Now I'll show you some of the tanks so that you can catch up with what they look like now. Bear in mind with the platy tank, I had to cut down loads of the Limnophila testiflora because it just got out of hand. Oh, and also there's some Amazon swords floating in it that I've bought for this tank, and I don't want to plant them in there to move them in there, so they're just floating and the little fry are loving it. So yeah, now I'll show you the platy tank now and you can have a look at what that looks like at the moment. So that's how the platy tank is looking at the moment. Now what I'm going to do is take you over to the corner tank where everything from the platy tank is going to end up. So this is the corner tank as it is at the moment. Obviously you can see the goldfish in it. There was only a few in there, but after the ice thawed on the pond, I keep finding more and more goldfish in the pond. So I don't know how they survived. It's so shallow in there and it was pretty much frozen solid, so I have no idea how they survived. You can see some of them are still completely brown where they were in the cold pond. but it doesn't take them very long. Once they're in this tank for a while, they soon get their orange colours and they change and brighten up really quickly. So what I'm going to do, I'll be taking the rock out of this and I will clean down all of the sides. I'm going to change the bottom substrate to sand, make it all nice and planted, put some slate in there, going to make it look really smart, and then everything from the platy tank will be going in there. So that is the plan, and obviously the goldfish will be going back in the pond once the pond's been done. So now I'm going to take you down to the tank that was in my son's room, just briefly to show you what that is, so you know how big the little alien spaceship dome in the pond is going to be. So this is the little tank. It's not very big. It's just got white cloud mountain minnows, zebradanios, things like that in it. So it's just going to be inverted upside down in the pond, and the fish will be able to swim up into it and you'll be able to see it. So that's all that is. And now we move on to my favourites. So these are my red belly piranhas. This is my 600 litre tank. I absolutely love these guys. They've chewed off a few bits of my Amazon swords that are floating, but I quite like them, so I just leave them there. So that was just a quick run through of the things that I am planning on doing in the summer house fish room. I hope that you're as excited about it as I am. If there's anything else that you think I could do or that you want to suggest, then let me know in the comments. Click like if you've liked the button. That's not what I meant to say. Click like if you've liked the video, and don't forget to click the subscribe button. Recently, looking at my analytics, 93% of you are not subscribed. Come on! It's not good enough. Click it. Doesn't cost you anything. Come on. Help me out. Click the button. Thank you. So I hope you all have an amazing week, and I will see you all next week for another video. Bye!